Happy Monday, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Grade A Flex channel for another episode of Grade A Fantasy as I preview my top plays for the QB position on the Week 5 FanDuel main slate. Now, before I get into it, we'll just open up the QB menu, but before we start previewing, here are the most important things you have to realize. It is the first week of buys. Plus, it's the first week of the Sunday London game. So, only 11 games on the slate. No more big 14 games, especially with the added Sunday. Obviously, if there's no Sunday, it will even be shorter, like on DraftKings 10. But we have 11 games. Who will we not see on the Sunday slate? First off, the Thursday night game, Bucks at Falcons. So, no Evans, no Baker, no Bijan. The Monday night game is New Orleans at KC, so no Patrick Mahomes, no Kelsey, no Derek Carr, no Kamara. The Sunday London game, Jets at Minnesota. Technically, they're both on the road, but that's how they got the game set up. So with that being said and done, that's how we'll have that set up, and then the teams that are on buys, Detroit, Tennessee, Philadelphia, and Chargers. So there's a few of the big guns are gone, but there's enough big guns on this slate to make it still enjoyable, as you can see by the few names that are right there. Before we get into that, let's get into the totals of the week. Highest totals, both are now opened at 50.5. Baltimore at Cincinnati, Arizona at San Francisco. Then we drop down only a couple points for Green Bay at Los Angeles, and then at the Los Angeles Rams, and then we'll have Buffalo at Houston. Surprisingly, this is 46.5. I understand Buffalo's defense is solid, but for the Houston matchup, I think this has the potential to at least. I'm surprised this is not at least the third, or at least closer to that 50.5. That's just me though. Houston's defense does like the blitz. They do have some leaks. The way Buffalo's offense works now, they like to run the ball more. They like to dink and dunk and take their opportunities at the open play. So I do like that. And also in the mid-40s, surprisingly, and I think this should be high because neither defense is really that good, Indiana at Jacksonville. After that, it kind of jumps off a cliff. A bunch of low 40s. And then there's actually 2 games this week in the mid-30s. I think that's like if I'm not mistaken, that's like the Bronco Raider game. And then I think there's another game. I forgot which game it was. Was it the Carolina-Chicago game? That I forgot. But no, it was the Miami-New England game. So 2 games that actually have mid-30s in totals. But let's get to the quarterback, what I feel are the top plays this week. We're going to start off with these top 2. Once again, he's going to be a low-owned option. I'm still going to get to him. Josh Allen now went up in price, $9,300. He may have had a bad game, but the opportunity of the team that he's playing against makes this price valuable. You already know Josh Allen. If you play him, 1, it takes up a lot of your salary, but you're getting a potential slate-breaking quarterback with a good matchup, because literally $5,000 cheaper at $8,800. Lamar Jackson also has a great matchup, but you're getting pretty much the same upside of arm and of dual threat quarterback for $500 cheaper. So I can already see right there, and then right there, probably the hottest and probably most popular fantasy player right now, Jaden Daniels, and he has a nice. It's not a great matchup, but he has a solid matchup with Cleveland. 8,700. Now, I'm not gonna disrespect Stroud and say he's not one of my top players, but I'm thinking where you could possibly get your most fantasy points from. I will come back to Stroud because there's somebody that's like him in a similar position. But to go over Stroud, I like Jordan Love this week, throwing over 50-something passes against and if he does even something like that, maybe 10 or 12 passes less, he's still throwing over 40 passes against a Los Angeles Rams defense. I love Jordan Love at 82. We're going to skip down. And possibly, I think my favorite play, obviously you have to stack it right. Brock Purdy against a soft matchup in Arizona. Nice price at $7,700. Another nice matchup, Dallas defense has some more injuries. They're a little leaky. They're not as shut down as you think they are. And I mean, look at this. I mean, Justin Fields, the upside with the legs, and that Dallas defense is not that good. 7,600. So that's another solid player right there. You got Geno Smith, another cheap stackable quarterback. Geno at 7,400. Home, most importantly, against a bad defense in the New York Giants. Another bit of upside. I won't consider him he's not considered my top plays, but I will say he's definitely somebody that I will pay attention to because of the matchup. Carolina with Chicago, Caleb Williams at 72. But here's my favorite part of the episode, because it's gonna sound crazy, but besides some of the big dogs up top, man, some of my favorite plays are the 7K and under range. Trevor Lawrence against a bad defense in Indianapolis, 7,000. Those stacks are going to be cheap. Deshaun Watson, I think he had a solid game. Yes, it was against the Raiders defense last week, and he struggled. Didn't help that some of his wide receivers did drop the ball, but I did think he looked better. He has another good matchup against a bad pass defense. Yes, throwing a lot, 176. He's trying to scramble as best as he can. I think he does have decent upside. Like I said, you don't need much from him to pay off a 6,900 with a stack of Amari Cooper and Jerry Jeudy. Just like Trevor Lawrence. Going down a little cheaper if he ends up with the starting gig, and I think he will. Joe Flacco. And he definitely boosts up people like Pittman, Alec Pierce, especially Pittman, because Pittman has been non-existent all year. Joe Flacco at 6,800 on the road, good weather at Jacksonville. I think these are stacks that you could single, maybe even double. If you want to talk about doubling, I think you could Flacco with Jonathan Taylor and maybe Pittman. Somebody like Pittman is definitely going to see a boost from Flacco. Or if you want to ignore Jonathan Taylor, you can go Alec Pierce, Pittman, or so on and so forth. I definitely like two wide receivers once again with Trevor Lawrence with the price. You could double stack him or single stack him. I definitely like the opportunity here. But the 7K and under range on FanDuel looks very interesting. Other than that, I'm actually looking at this game on the side, looking back and forth. I'm playing for some satellite tickets tonight. No cash, nothing crazy. Just wanted to get an early video out since I had the opportunity to. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe once again. If you're interested, please, once again, FanDuelers, anybody out there, $10 a week, want to join the league, hit me up with your FanDuel name. If you get this in time, I could possibly add you before the contest normally generates like somewhere after 7, sometimes after 8 o'clock. Other than that, those are my top plays at QB for week 5. Gonna be interesting. I love when the bye weeks come. I think a lot of people do too. Not too many games, shrinks the games about by 2, 3, or whatever the case may be. Plus with the London game, so definitely looking forward to it. Thank you for tuning in. This is Grade A Fantasy on the Grade A Flicks channel. Signing off.